To the Recap Lunch Hour with Guff. It's a Friday Funday edition of the program. What's up, everybody? It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order.hooters.com. If you're thinking about lunch, because it's coming to you a little earlier today. Yeah, I know I originally said 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock on Fridays. Today I'm jumping the gun. I'm getting ahead of it. A lot of things kind of moving together. Got to get downtown for Sox Fest. Shut up, Phil. I'm just going to say shut up before I even look at the chat. I'm not even going to hear your stuff about Sox Fest. It's ridiculous. I will say things are happening. The Bears are being plucked. And Ian Cunningham, who has been in demand the last couple of years, is officially the GM of the Atlanta Falcons. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Is that the Bears are going to be an in-demand organization if they start building winning teams. And that's okay, by the way, folks. I don't care if people like Declan Doyle gets a head coaching job at some point. That's reality. Eric Bieniemy is now the offensive coordinator again for the Kansas City Chiefs. So when you win, people want to pluck from you. As long as Ben Johnson's here, that's fine by me. Al Harris eventually is going to get plucked. That's what happens when you actually are successful. I used to hear on the radio people calling in about, like what if the Bears are successful, our offensive coordinator is going to be gone. Well, when's the last time anyone's called for a Bears offensive coordinator? My point is the system's in place with Ben. You got DA as their defensive coordinator for now. Everything else, people get promoted. That's what happens. And there's our pot stirrer, Phil Simms, starting us off. Everyone will be okay. It's one weekend without football, the first weekend without football since August. And then we get our last football game next weekend before it's time to turn the page on this weather. Of course, it's snowing again. It's freezing again. I know we got a lower attendance today coming on. I did say 1 o'clock. That's okay. This show is also available on demand. We also have college basketball. And if you've been playing the McGuffey parlays or the McGuffey picks and the bets of the day, which are coming later in the show, life's been good. Phil, whether you want to admit it or not, should Drake May play well and win the Super Bowl, at this point, he'll be the best QB from the 2024 class. Simple as that. If he throws for 86 yards again, I'll tell you this, Phil. If I was picking first right now, redoing the 2024 draft, it's not even close. I'm taking Caleb Williams. That's just a fact. And you can Google that, chat GPT it, however you want to do it. Eric, stat of the day for the lunch hour. Bears are the first team in the Super Bowl era to have three rookies with 650 or more yards of scrimmage. Loveland, Burden, Monangai, bright future. That's as good as it gets from a drafting standpoint. This was probably the best that Ryan Poles and company have done. Brett, much respect to you, but the greatest baseball team of all time is the 98 Yankees, 125 wins, complete domination. You could also talk about that 11-1 postseason run that only was matched by your 2005 Chicago White Sox. Google that. You can also include the 99 Yankees, 18 Red Sox, 24 Dodgers, 95 Braves, 93 Jays, 89 A's, and 86 Mets. You should probably put the 05 White Sox in there. I'm being dead serious. Complete disrespect. They ended the season, if you include the postseason, 17-1. Look at that. What's going on, Rick? Phil, what you been smoking? Drake May isn't worthy enough to tie the shoes of the Iceman. The Patriots got him despite him, not because of him. Agreed. Rick, it's so good to know you're the reason. Yep, I think the 16 Cubs was the best team ever, and I think the '05 White Sox are better than the 16 Cubs. And I know what Cap's going to say. I know. That's just how I feel. What is the root cause of your deep, deep hatred for Chicago and all of their fans, including us in the group? Did someone steal your Oscar Mayer wiener whistle when you were a kid? Great question. Phil, still the greatest baseball moment of all time was the 16 Cubs winning the series, plain and simple. Google that. It was a great moment because of what it meant historically. No hatred at all, Hawaii. I'm a person that likes teams who have high standards when it comes to winning and aren't afraid to spend money and give a damn about staying and being successful. That's fair. Everyone here, I think, feels that way. Just for the record, I mean, we're not doing this, Clyde. We're not doing this crap today. Spelling, complaining he doesn't get seen. I don't know what to say anymore. You can complain about my spelling, Clyde, as long as we can complain about your whining. Woo! Woo. If the teams in Chicago had a mentality like the Yankees, Dodgers, Braves, Niners, Patriots, Lakers, Red Wings, Red Sox, and cared more about winning, they'd get my respect. You have a lot of oldness in that. The Red Wings, when have they been relevant lately? What are you talking about? The Patriots have the greatest quarterback and coach of all time. The Lakers? The Lakers are a sham. The Dodgers, of course, of late. The Yankees have as many World Series titles, Phil, since 2005 as the White Sox. You want to Google, throw that out on your Google calculator. Clyde, listen, buddy, Guff and Cap always read your comments, especially if you ask something here. Nobody gets ignored positively. And also, just for you, don't forget the Hooters in Portage, Indiana. Blackhawks comments, Bears comments, Bulls comments, Sox comments, Cubs comments, all get ignored. Clyde, you're ridiculous. Desmondo Jose Ruiz. What are you at, Desmondo? I don't know what's going on with the ignoring, Clyde. What are the two stars next to my name? Is that my member designation? I don't know. It looks like it's your handle. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, Clyde. We misspell out of love. We shout out Northwest Indiana for you all the time. The show is starting early today, Rick, because on Fridays I have a noon to 1 commitment. Okay. That's the real deal. Only on Fridays. I know, Tom. I did say the show was starting at 1. That's on me. We put a tweet out. Not everyone's on Twitter. I said 1 o'clock. People are going to tune in at 1 and be like, what the hell? At least they can watch on demand. I believe Guff will be getting ready for Sox Fest. Well, I will be going to Sox Fest. There's some interviews to take care of. Clyde, if Guff is willing to officiate your wedding, how are you being ignored? I don't see any comments. I think what Phil plops them all in. The show goes live, and then he goes, let's just watch and eat my popcorn. What's going on, young Sue? What's going on with you? Not Josh. Early lunch hour. Yeah, I know. Also, if Declan and Harris are returning, I'm excited. Declan Doyle's definitely back. Al Harris was in contention to be a coordinator, but that's out. Let's see. Bears. It's more about Pittsburgh. They thought they may be losing him to Pittsburgh. They are expected. This was yesterday. Expected to retain Declan Doyle and Al Harris. But I can promise you, next year, assuming the arrow continues to go this way, Phil, then I think it should be good. By the way, Drake May versus Caleb Williams next year should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. When you look at the Bears' opponents next year, oh, they don't play. They play the no. Oh, this is 2020. I'm looking. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Had the wrong. Yeah, they got the Pats next year at home, right here in Chicago. That'll be no fun at all. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Josh, which is why I'm going to start ignoring if that's what continues to happen. Steelers passed on him and signed Patrick Graham. Thank you. Is what I don't like. There's a scenario, and this is a scenario where Dennis Allen could be gone after next year, and the Bears promote from within. I mean, that is a real scenario. But my point of all of this is that when you're successful, teams are calling, teams are coming, and that's why Ian Cunningham is in Atlanta. That's why Eric Bieniemy is in Kansas City. It's not going to slow anybody down. The Bears will keep adding. I think the 2016 Cubs. You think 2026 will be good too? I hope so. Phil Guff, your White Sox won't even touch it. You're an idiot. They did something that No one will ever do again. 4 straight complete games in the ALCS, 11-1 in the postseason. You can say whatever you want, Phil. The numbers match, man. The numbers match. 11-1 in the postseason, just like the Yankees. Where are your team? Who is your baseball team, by the way? We know you have the Niners, which, in case, hey, Siri, what happened to the San Francisco 49ers in the playoffs? Oh, that's right. Yesterday, were you watching when Siri told us they got their ass whooped 41-6? Did you? We Googled that for you, just so you know. Bill, you're out of your mind. Dennis Allen Guff, I think he'll be the DC for years to come. They just need to add talent on the D line. Yeah. And I was talking about this yesterday with somebody. Other than making a major trade for Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, or signing Trey Hendrickson, who was injured all year, where you're drafting, you might just have to beef up dudes and not go after the big ticket name just because you need an edge rusher. There's not a lot out there with where you're at unless you're going to trade major draft capital in order to get that done. What's going on, Kyle? A little bit earlier than 1, but I'm here. I know. You guys have reason to be upset with me today. I said 1 o'clock, and then we came on an hour and a half early. So, Kyle, I appreciate you finding me. I'm guessing you got the alert that we're live, and I'm glad you're here. A Friday edition without football. Great college basketball game tonight. Michigan and Michigan State. That should be a blast. But it is that time, and the Hawks got their ass whipped again. Connor Bedard did become the youngest, or he passed Eddie Olczyk for most goals before turning 21. But it was the Blackhawks' second goal of the night in a 6-2 ass whooping. Second period, out of hand. Thanks again for watching the Bulls for me. The team is just sad, and sadly, the front office doesn't give a crap like us. And we're less than a week away from the trade deadline. The podcast is out with Joe Cowley. There's a scenario here. We're talking a week from today, and the Bulls did nothing. That is a real scenario. Yeah, well, I watched the Bulls. I watched the Bulls game last night. Cap's on vacation. He's on a plane right now. I will be taking over the Bulls recaps for the next week. Boy, am I lucky. Phil, Guff, things happen. If people get upset, then get over it. I don't, yeah. But some of the stuff that you're saying, I disagree with vehemently. And also, show yourself. Who's your favorite baseball team? You grew up with the Niners. Great. You made a 40-year reference a couple weeks ago. Well, it's not like the 88, just like in 1988. No, no one cares. No one cares. They draft 25 this year. Right odds that someone really talented on the interior line falling down to there is rare. But then again, staff could develop somebody to look at Colston Loveland. He was a top 10 pick, though. Chicago Bears 85. Oh, my God. Phil's doing drugs again. The 2005 Sox are a dominant team when you talk about playoffs teams of all time. Drugs are bad, Phil. They're bad. Josh, how the hell, excuse me, are the Bulls buyers if they actually buy? I'm going to laugh. If they buy, if they do nothing, oh, boy. I told Cap this week when you were gone, but I told him thing about bringing back Blackhawks recaps. Hell, I wonder if Katie would be down to do it. You got to put people in position to succeed here, folks. I don't know if Katie and Blackhawks recaps go together. The pre-production's top of the Good Friday morning, everybody. What up, Guff? Where would you rank left tackle needs heading into the next season? As much as I want an improved D-line, I think left tackle is critical. Got to protect 18. Yeah, that's one position they haven't figured out yet. I do think, as not Josh was just saying about drafting 25th, there's going to be a really good football player there. I think you draft best player available instead of need. But they're not in a bad cap space either. They don't have a lot of cap room like in past years, but I'm all in on the left tackle. They do not have that figured out just yet, and so I'm all in on adding a left tackle. This is a conversation that you could have at Hooters, for instance. They have great lunch specials, the best, $9.99 or less. The final 2 days of dry January, by the way, here, and they have a non-alcoholic Michelob that suits your needs and keeps your resolution. going strong. They also have the football party packs, the touchdown party packs of 25 and 50 wings. You can get those delivered or picked up for your Super Bowl party next week. Only at Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order.hooters.com. If you're thinking, maybe some of you, it's Friday, it's payday. Hey, you know what? I'm going to treat myself today for lunch or on the way home. Do order.hooters.com. It's super easy. They send it your way, office, home, slide by, pick it up, maybe stay for a Big Daddy mug. It's all at Hooters, originalhooters.com. Proud partner of the recap and the recap lunch hour. Phil, I'm talking about people being upset that you come on now instead of one. Now, I don't know if anyone's upset. I'm just saying it's fair for me to apologize when I said yesterday I'd be on at one. Kyle, congrats to our guy, Patrick Kane, who now has the most points ever scored by an American-born player. 88's in Detroit now, but he'll always be a Hawk. I think he should still be here. I think he should have broke that record here. Passed Mike Madonna last night. Incredible. Patrick Kane, all-timer. I don't think he's got that many points there, Brett. Let me. That would be a record in itself. Patrick Kane, he's 1,300 points, not 13,000. I second Pablo's idea about Katie's corner. Come on, let's make it happen. I'm working with Katie to find the sweet spot. Left tackle free agency market is kind of ass, not going to lie. That's why you don't want to throw money at a guy who's not worth the money just because he's at free agency at the right time. Gary, Bulls management wants to float around 500 just to continue to sell tickets. No one's disagreeing with you. No one. Joined late, so my apologies if you already answered this. What are your thoughts on the Bears not receiving comp picks for Ian Cunningham? Yeah, I don't. I need to read more about that. Sometimes I think when coaches get plucked, that happens. I'm going to look why they didn't get comp picks for Ian Cunningham. This was supposed to be, I think, last year he was going to be a third round pick, right? In the form of 2 third-round draft picks in each of the next 2 drafts per the guidelines for the minority hiring laid out in the Rooney Rule. Per league rules, the Bears will not receive 2 comp third-round picks because Cunningham is not being hired by Atlanta as the primary football executive. They gave that to Matt Ryan. So I think it's Bush, to be honest with you. I think it's a technicality that the Bears lost. Thanks, Rick. Doesn't really matter if the Bulls are buyers or sellers when AK and Mark Eversley. It'll be mismanaged either way. Thank you again for watching. So I don't have to because AK, well, you won't be watching until AK is gone and he got an extension. Hawaii, is that what she said? Okay. I'm going to leave that one alone. My favorite baseball team is the 27-time world champion Yankees. There you go. I mean, of course. And I'm so glad they are because if you want to talk about raging disappointment, your sorry ass Yankees are staring up, looking at themselves in the mirror all the time, wondering, how do we keep getting beat? How did that Toronto Blue Jays run laps around you and win the World Series? How'd that happen? Yeah, you have 27 World Series. That's fine. Point to the past. That's fine. You got your owner, by the way, is not the old George Steinbrenner. You might want to read some articles about how they would love a salary cap. I'm so glad that your favorite team's the Yankees, actually. That makes me so happy. If you're Ryan Poles, who are you taking in the draft? Let's say one of those D linemen from Miami or the safety that Nicholas Moriano mentioned earlier. Nick's doing great stuff, doing draft preview videos on the channel. Check those out. I need it's impossible, Kyle, for me to answer that question because I want to draft the best player, and the madness that'll ensue in front of the Bears will be crazy. Maybe somebody tries to trade in late in the first round to get a quarterback. That could be profitable for the Bears. Oh, the Vikings have fired their GM. I love when we get breaking news here on the show. Carmichael's getting tabbed. Pete Carmichael getting tabbed to be the OC in Buffalo. I haven't seen the news. Maybe it just happened on Twitter. Vikings. Wow. That's big time. I'm wondering if they're firing him because of the McCarthy JJ McCarthy pick and letting Sam Darnold go. Also, I love their coach. I'm looking right now. Vikings have fired Mensa. Wow. Weird. I love when we get breaking news. BS, says Edward. Wow, there's a shocker for that fire. Remember the Bears interviewed him to run their yes. Yankees fans are front runners, pure and simple. Terry, we know that. Aaron Judge will request a trade eventually, Phil. Yanks are going to complete regular season. Then by the time the playoffs come, they disappear. Great manager, too. Gary, Gup, I used to join Caps Live when Patrick Williams was in year 2. I said we should be worried about him, and Cap said, relax, he's 20. You were right. 100% you were right. I think Kane just stayed with Chicago Blackhawks one more year. What a great player. He's the best, Brett. Yankees are like Dallas football fans, delusional with no championships in years. Yeah, like Dallas is like, we're America's team. You 35 years ago. You were America's team 35 years ago. Dog of the day, you know it. Brought to you by Pause for Patrick. They've helped over 20,000 adolescents facing mental health challenges since 2020. I'm sorry, 30,000, not 20,000. 30,000 since 2020. Today's dog of the day is Oliver. Look at Ollie. Born 5'5", 2016, coming up on year 10 here. The golden retriever loves greenies, sleeps anywhere, likes the family sofa. Your dog could be the dog of the day. Check him out on Instagram, too. If you email me at recapoffice@gmail.com, recapoffice@gmail.com, your dog could be the dog of the day. And let's face it, folks, everyone's dog is a therapy dog. And what they're doing at Pause for Patrick is trying to get therapy dogs in these facilities full time, not just for an hour a day or an hour a week, full time. Mental health is a global pandemic, especially for adolescents. You can help by texting recap 25 to 44321. You can help with $1, $2, $5, whatever it might be. Support Pause for Patrick's life changing mission, pauseforpatrick.org. And I'm looking forward to seeing how many barks Lucy gives today to Oliver. Jess, Vikings confused me, and I didn't realize at the time for lunch change. I know, Jess. Yesterday you said, I'll be there at 1 o'clock. I made a spontaneous move to move it up. I got to get downtown. It's snowing like a bear. I'm just trying to buy myself some more time. Best of luck in the upcoming round of 16 in the Champions League tournament. I love that you guys give each other luck for your teams. 3 barks from me, Guff. I love golden retrievers. They are great dogs. Eric, there you go. Supreme Production, seen the first ESPN mock draft. They have the Bears drafting my fellow Oregon Duck safety. Yeah, that's the one that Dylan is the guy that Nicholas broke down. No chance. He's good, but we got more needs ahead of starting caliber safety. Hey, Supreme, real quick, Bears have 4 free agent safeties. Byard and Brisker are the 2 big ones. Jonathan Owens is on there. They have 4. So safety is a absolute need for the Chicago Bears. Jess, appreciate it. Jess made a donation in the recap's name earlier this week. So I appreciate that, Jess. It's okay, Guff. Rather you be safe. Head. I appreciate you. Kyle, what's up, Oliver? What a beautiful dog. Golden retrievers, man. They're the best. I mean, I got Frankie over there sprawled. He's sprawled out on the couch over there right now. He's going to nap for days. Good luck to the Blues as well, Kyle. Look at you guys back and forth. It's the equivalent of playing the Packers in the playoff. Speaking of Nicholas Moriano, we've literally been talking about his draft previews, and like his ears are ringing. Like he gets an alert. Boom. There's Nick. By the way, I'll get Nick on as we get closer to the combine. Nick and I'm just putting him on the spot. We'll do a little kind of draft preview, combine preview. Nick will be down there. And so keep watching. He's putting out draft previews 3 times a week. And so keep watching the stuff that he's been doing. It's really, really good stuff. Just remember, Green Bay sucks. Kyle, we all remember very, very well. Look at everybody giving Nick the love. Look at everybody giving Nick the love. He's just the best. Speaking of the best, bet of the day. If you played Mercer last night, comfy cash. Comfy cash. Another win as we move to 13-5 in January. Our final bet of the month. We'll put a bow on January and hope to finish 14-5. I'm going back to the hardwood with a game that's not in Michigan. Wisconsin Green Bay has been a really tasty team against the spread this year. They already have a win this year. As a matter of fact, they had a win a couple of weeks ago. Big win, a 15-point win against, I don't know why I'm blanking. I've already put the bet in on this one, folks. Like I said, Cleveland State. I bet these games too. So I give it up, but I bet these games too. They're laying 7.5. They beat Cleveland State a couple of weeks ago by 15. They're a good team against the number one of the top 20 teams against the spread. I'm going to keep doing it, folks. I'm going to ride trends, and I love this one. Wisconsin Green Bay laying the 7.5. That's what we're doing. Kyle, see, like this is what you get. Nick in the chat. Are you taking a safety or D lineman if you're the Bears? This is why I just told you there's more draft previews are coming on the way. And then he follows it up with D line for sure. Nick, thanks for being in the chat, my man. Terry, Cubs are 25th in farm rankings per ESPN. That's okay because a lot of them have graduated. That's a good thing. OD, Michigan -1.5. Their offense is the difference. That's where OD is putting his bets for the weekend, for tonight. Big game for Illinois against Nebraska this weekend. That'll be a great one. Pockets are getting fat. Let's ride. If you've been betting like Kyle has he's feeling pretty tasty and fat in January. Come on now, Clyde. Jess, absolutely need to build the D line if we can. I think demand will be high for D line. I'm just beef up as much as you can up front, whether it's on the edge or in the middle. I'm okay with either. Grady Jarrett's getting older. He was already older when you brought him in. Patrick Kane should have stayed with the Hawks. We agree. We agree. Green Bay -7.5. That game's a 6 o'clock tip off against Cleveland State. I appreciate the hell out of all of you. It's a weekend without football. The calendar, thankfully, is turning into February. Okay? February. Honoring Black History Month in February. And we move on from January. Already a month down into 2026. So absolutely crazy. But I appreciate all of you guys, and we will have content from Sox Fest this weekend. It'll be up on the channel. I'll get a couple podcasts out of it. So looking forward to catching up with some of the young White Sox players. Take care of yourselves. Have a great, awesome weekend. Try to get outside despite the weather. It's supposed to snow. If you're in Northwest Indiana, you're supposed to get even more snow. But do something active for yourself, for your family. It's good for your mental health too. Have a great weekend. Have a great rest of your day. We'll have recaps on the channel all week. We'll have the recap rush hour later today. The Bulls are off, but they do play at Miami tomorrow and Sunday. So recaps to come from those. I'm Gus. It's the recap lunch hour. We do it every day, Monday through Friday at 12:30. In this case, we did it at 11:30. I appreciate you guys joining with me and getting the heads up that the show has changed. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com, order.hooters.com. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll be back on Monday in the recap lunch hour.